My idea was that we will discuss this phasor diagram through this particular example, and more in an applied way instead of doing in a theoretical manner. So you are able to hear me, I hope, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just connecting the writing pad. Okay, so let's first look at some of the preliminary things from this statement here at the top of the problem. In the beginning, there is some data which is given. So it is a 480 volt, 50 hertz, star connected, 6-pole synchronous generator. A few things: frequency is given, star connection is given, and it is a 6-pole synchronous generator. So number of poles is given. 480 volt is the rated terminal voltage, and per phase synchronous reactance of 1 ohm. So this is the XS which we discussed earlier, synchronous reactance. Full load armature current is 60 amperes. This is the rated armature current, and at 0.8 power factor lagging, that is the rated power factor. Then there is some information given regarding the losses. The generator has friction and windage losses of 1.5 kilowatt. So total mechanical loss is 1.5 kilowatt, and core losses of 1 kilowatt. So this core loss, as you can recall, comprises of the hysteresis and eddy current losses, which is incurred for setting up the magnetic field in the core of the machine. Okay, at 50 hertz at full load. Since the armature resistance is being ignored, assume that I square R losses are negligible. So the problem has been simplified. We are saying that armature resistance has been ignored, so there is no I square R loss we are assuming. And finally, the field current has been adjusted so that the terminal voltage is 480 volt at no load. Okay. So now let's look at it. If you recall, we discussed some basic things earlier. Was that your V phi, the terminal voltage per phase as a phasor is given as the induced EMF EA minus JXS IA minus IARA. So this is what we discussed earlier also, that this is the basic equivalent circuit equation for the each phase of the three-phase this thing, synchronous generator. So now here we are saying that we are ignoring this armature resistance. So this thing is 0. So this equation is further simplified to this form. And in this also now, what is said here? Last line it says that the field current has been adjusted so that the terminal voltage is 480 volt at no load. So at no load means when IA is equal to 0. When IA is equal to 0, then your terminal voltage is 480 volt. So in that case, I mean, this terminal voltage is same as the induced EMF. But we should know here that because the machine is having a star connection, so star connection, as you can recall, is that V phi you are generating in each phase, let's say, and then in star connection the terminal voltage will be this VT. Terminal voltage will be nothing but √3 times V phi. That is the significance of star connection which is given here. And it says that at no load, the terminal voltage is 480 volt. No load means when IA is 0. So that means at that time, the entire terminal voltage will be same as the the entire induced EMF will be appearing at the terminal voltage because there is no drop in the armature winding. So therefore, from this we can understand that your VT, which is 480 volt at no load, is nothing but √3 times EA. √3 V5, and because it is at no load, so IA being 0, this V5 is equal to EA. So this implies that your EA is equal to 480 by √3. How much is the value?
Hello?
277.
Sir, 277.128.
Okay, so let's just for simplicity, I'm just taking 277 volts. You can take 0.12 also, that's okay. So just I'm writing here 277 volts. Let's see, rounding off. So the generated EMF per phase is this value. This is now known. Now it says 3 cases are given. What is the terminal voltage of this generator if the following are true? 3 different cases. So in each case, the magnitude of current is same as the rated current, that means 60 amperes, but the power factor is changing. Sometimes it is lagging, sometimes leading, and sometimes unity power factor. So this can be solved in a couple of different ways, but I will discuss here with the phasor diagram so that this concept of phasor also becomes clear to you, and also because it's a very easy and graphical method for solving such problems. So if you recall earlier also, when I had discussed phasor diagram in one of the classes, I had said that for this synchronous generator, I mean, it is just a convention. You can take any quantity as a reference quantity. Usually what we do is that we take your V5 as the reference quantity. That means at 0 degree, parallel to the horizontal axis. So V5 is the reference quantity. Now there is some armature current IA, and it is at some power factor. Here we are assuming that it is at the first case, which is given here as the lagging power factor. Okay, lagging means the this particular phasor of our armature current, this is lagging behind the voltage phasor, and this angle, it is lagging behind by theta, such that your cos theta, which is the power factor, is given as 0.8. Power factor lagging means the angle by which your armature current is lagging behind your voltage phasor, cos of that is equal to 0.8. Now, if you recall, I had drawn earlier also the phasor for this particular equation. I mean, transposing these two quantities, the lost quantities to the left hand side, we had written this equation. EA is equal to V5 plus JXS IA plus IARA. So, and we had said that now IARA, because it is parallel to your IA, so we had drawn IARA parallel to this, and then JXS IA at 90 degree, and then EA. So same thing here we will do, but now the problem is even more simpler. So let me just write the equation here for a reference. So in this case, your EA is nothing but your V5 plus JXS IA, because we are ignoring the neglecting the armature resistance. So this is a very simple equation. So we can simply, EA is nothing but phasor summation of these two phasors. So you have V5 in this direction, IA in this direction. So, and as I had discussed earlier also, that J indicates that this quantity JXS IA will be 90 degree leading with respect to IA. So that means it will be perpendicular to IA. And as everyone knows that, for vector addition and something, you can always move one vector from one place to another. So instead of drawing it here, we will keep its tip, keep its base at the tip of this V5 vector, and such that this IA and this JXS IA are perpendicular to each other. So this is your JXS IA. So now your EA becomes this one, the phasor summation of these two. So this is your EA. Okay, and now if you do a little bit of trigonometry, so what will be this angle?
So 36.86.
Basically it will be your, which
Yes,
one?
theta.
Will it be theta or 90 minus theta? Just check.
Okay.
$90 minus theta.
90 minus theta.
Right, because you can just extend this
Yes.
triangle. You just do a little bit of geometry and trigonometry. So this is at 90 degree. So, and this is theta. So this becomes 90 minus theta. So this is also 90 minus theta. And this is actually your theta. Okay. And so now you can say that this particular quantity, this one here, because this is j axis ia and this is theta and this is a right angle triangle. So this is nothing but j axis ia sine theta, right? And this vertical quantity here, this one is nothing but your, in fact, this no need to write j here because j axis ia is this vector. So these are the components of that vector. So j will not be written here. This is just axis ia sin theta, and this is axis ia cos theta. And now from this, what we can see, we can write the equation. Simple, your Pythagoras theorem, EA square is equal to square of the base, which is nothing but your V phi plus excess IA sine theta whole square plus your excess IA cos theta whole square. And just rearrange the terms and solve for V phi from this and tell me the answer now. What will be V phi now? And as for, I mean, you already figured that out, but just writing it here explicitly is that XS is given as per phase synchronous reactance of 1 ohm. So this is 1 ohm. Theta you can find out from here, and rated value of armature current IA is given as 60 amperes. So now everything is known. Just solve it mathematically and technically.
Sir, is it 236.8 volt?
Right. Others able to get this answer? You will get V phi equal to 236.8 volts. But this is still not the final answer.
Oh.
Case? Yes, any idea?
236.9.
Nitish and someone else is also speaking?
Sir, Pranit.
Pranit, tell me.
Sir, 236.9 for V5.
Yes. The 236.6, sir.
Right, so around that value, depending upon what value of EA I've taken. I've just rounded off EA as 277. So in that case, you will get 236.8.
But
If you take the
236.8.
right, if you take the decimal value of this, if you account for the decimal value, then it might be slightly different, but it will be around.
Yes, sir. 236.8. ठीक.
But as I said, this is still not the final value. There is one more step needed here. What is
Sir,
that?
410 multiplying by root 3.
Right, because what is being asked is that what is the terminal
Terminal
voltage of this generator? So this is the per phase voltage. So final answer will be that you have to find the terminal voltage, which is nothing but your VT, and VT
सर
as
410
in the star connection, this is equal to your root 3
400
V5.
root 3 V5.
Right, so you'll get 410 volt.
Yes, sir.
Okay, same way solve for other two parts now. Now I think you can do the other two parts when there is unity power factor, and another case when there is 0.8 power factor leading.
सर लीडिंग के केस में वो सर वो V5 से ऊपर आ जाएगा ना सर?
Correct. In that case, your IA will be above V5.
हाँ above the V5. ठीक सर ठीक.
So try it out and let me know.